So who's going to hold Russell Wilson accountable? Who's going to hold him accountable? Now, holding him accountable, that's not saying that everything the Seahawks did wrong yesterday and in the past is his fault. No, it's about checks and balances. All right? Because if we don't hold Russell Wilson accountable, then where's the room for Russell Wilson to improve? Okay? I remember when Russell Wilson, when he came in the league, okay, the Seahawks had Legion of Boom. Now, in the games when the Legion of Boom didn't fare too well, guess what? Oh, you had Seahawk fans saying, hey, man, Sherm, you need to step up. Earl needs to step up. Cam Chancellor needs to step up. Byron Maxwell, Brandon Brown, all of them. They need to step up. Even the national media be like, what happened to Pete Carroll's defense? This elite defense, they got shredded. The Legion of Boom. You had some people calling them Legion of Bums whenever they didn't do what they were supposed to do. And I think calling them Legion of Bums was too far. You can be critical without being disrespectful, you know. But there was no criticism of Russell Wilson. You know why? Because at the time, this was a defensive dominant team and you had beast mode, all right? But going back to even when Russell Wilson threw the 1-yard interception, everybody's blaming Pete Carroll or Darrell Bevell. Well, here's the thing. You have to hold the quarterback accountable too, because what Russell Wilson said after that later on, he says, if he could do it over, run that play over again, he can run that scenario over again, he would run the same play. No, dude. No, you should not want to run that same play. Check this out. Whenever Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, all those great quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes, they get to the line of scrimmage, their job is to read the defense in pre-snap formation, okay? And call audibles if the play that the coach is calling it's not gonna be applicable to what the defense is running. We're not holding Russell Wilson accountable for that. Well, I feel like I do. I talk about it, but not enough people are. You know, and this is not no anti-Russell Wilson. Go look at my channel, man. I support Russell Wilson. I support the Seahawks. I support the Rockets, the Astros. I support the Texans. But guess what? I'm going to talk about them when they're bad. It's just like, hey, anything that you love, you would want to improve. If your kids are coming home with D's and F's on their report cards, are you going to say, well, it's fine, I love you? Of course you're going to love them. They're your kids. But you got to say, hey, man, we need to see what we can do to improve these D's and F's to A's and B's. Okay? We got to see what we can do to improve. Here's the thing. Not enough people in the national media are blaming Russell Wilson for the Seahawks' weaknesses. They're not. Check this out. Last time I checked, he's one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league, which makes him the highest paid player on the team. Okay? So, last time I checked, he did have, the Seahawks did listen to him as far as his input in hiring the offensive coordinator who came from the Rams. Okay? He gets a lot of input on that. He got input on the offensive lineman that they went and signed in free agency. Okay? Last time I checked, listen, he's the leader. Whenever they win games, he's getting all the praise. But whenever they lose games, he's not getting any of the blame. I had this problem with Chris Paul throughout the season. Well, it's not with Chris Paul personally. It's the national media when it comes to Chris Paul. When Chris Paul is not even playing in the game and the Phoenix Suns are playing awesome, oh, they credit to Chris Paul, the spirit of Chris Paul, like he's some ghost. No, he's a living human being. Okay? But why are we giving Russell Wilson that treatment? Why give anybody that kind of treatment? Think about it. As a human being, if you're Russell Wilson, you're going around thinking, hey, man, you could do no wrong. The world loves you. They're not going to be critical of you no matter what the hell you do. Check this out. We're critical of Tom Brady, the GOAT. Now, if Brady can be criticized heavily, why the hell Russell Wilson can't? And I'm not saying disrespect Russell Wilson. I'm saying apply the same criticism you give to Pete Carroll to Russell Wilson. Okay? Check this out. People are talking about how terrible Pete Carroll's defense is, right? Well, here's what you have to understand, man. The fact that this man was able to create the Legion of Boom, that's amazing. And the thing about it is, hey, it's hard trying to duplicate that talent that they were able to draft and sign in free agency and trades and stuff. But here's the thing, all right? Outside of Bobby Wagner, okay, the Seahawks don't have any top 3 players on defense. And they got some good, solid players. Got some good players. You got Jamal Adams, who's a top 5 safety, I believe. All right, but Russell Wilson, and see, Bobby Wagner's not the same Bobby Wagner. But outside of that, you got a lot of young guys. I mean, look at the secondary, man. It's not, they're more like average players. Some players, they're coming up, still trying to get used. This is their first time getting a lot of playing time, all right? But as far as with Russell Wilson, he's supposed to be looked upon like with Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady in the top. He's supposed to be in top 3. He's getting paid like it. In that game last night, check this out. The fact that Seahawk defense held the Rams to 3 points in the first half, that's amazing. Nobody expected that. Hell, I didn't. But the offense, they didn't do their job. There was a play where the offensive line, they was holding their blocks. But Russell Wilson decides to scramble over to the left. He didn't need to. By him scrambling over to the left, you're going into enemy territory where your line can no longer protect you. They don't have eyes behind their back. All right? People fail to realize that. Then that's where the 3rd and 22 came. And there's other plays where that happened. And it's like, all right. And it's like, come on, Russ, what are you doing? But a weakness that I noticed with Russell Wilson, and I see why, he doesn't do a lot of screen passes or short throws. He can't see. He can't see past the defensive lineman. That's why he scrambles out and runs. And at first I was like, maybe it's the height thing. No, it's not just that, because him and Drew Brees are about the same height, I believe. Drew Brees was excellent at throwing those screens, And see, by him throwing those screens, that keeps the defense at bay, helps keeps the defense honest when they're blitzing towards them. Because that's what they do against the Seahawks and other teams. But in Russ, I still trust. I feel like he had the ingredients, but guess what? He didn't follow the instructions. He was trying to do his own thing. The oven says 350. He putting it on 400. The oven says put the food in there for 15 minutes. He's putting it in there for 10 minutes. He's undercooking his meals. Okay? Well, undercooking and overcooking. Okay? So it's like the meal requires for 3 eggs. He's using 6 eggs. Like, Russ, come on, man. Come on. Seahawks, listen. Seahawk fans need you to be better, Russ. You got to be better. All right. Once again, thank y'all for tuning in. If you're watching the YouTube video, hit the like and subscribe button. Also, comment below. Share your thoughts. Tell me what you think about Russell Wilson's performance last night. Once again, now, a lot of people are going to be like, well, what about Pete Carroll? Russell Wilson masks the Seahawks' weaknesses. Yeah, he does. He's supposed to. He's the highest paid player. But who's going to mask his weakness? Who's going to mask that? One thing that I was impressed about with Geno Smith, and Geno Smith is not better than Russell Wilson, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have any good traits that Russell Wilson does not have right now, is that he went out there and he was commanding that line of scrimmage and communicating to that offense as if he's been the starter. Communication is key. Geno Smith didn't even get sacked. The offensive line looked good protecting him. He stayed in the pocket longer, and you saw more short throws because he's able to stand up and see over the offensive lineman and over the defensive lineman. Okay? Now, Russ, check this out, man. We need you to be better. We need you to be better. You don't have to be Superman, but communicate better with your line. Because sometimes you're getting sacked because guess what? The defensive lineman, they know your snap count. They know your snap count. All right? And let me tell you something. The Rams should have been able to sack Geno Smith a lot more. You know why? Because by the Rams being up by 8 or 9 points, Seahawks not about to run any run plays. They're in a situation where they have to pass. So that's an easier situation for defensive ends because they know where the quarterback is going to be. All right. But I thought Geno Smith did a good job. Unfortunately, through that interception, Tyler Lockett was knocked down. That should have been a pass interference call. But hey, whatever. What do I know? I'm not a ref, right? I'm not a ref. I'm just a dude walking around with a Seahawks hat and a Batman shirt. All right. But anyways, thank y'all for tuning in. Student of the Game podcast. Peace out.